How's it going, everybody? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing this video lesson. Today I want to show you how to play a couple of extended arpeggio sequences. Right now Guitar Control is giving away this cool free chord chart. There's a link down in the description where you can get yours. Every chord you could ever need all neatly compiled into one sheet so you can print it off. You can throw a copy in your gig bag, put one where you practice, so just in any situation you can have any chord you need at a glance, and it's a free download. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. Alright, so both of these shapes are in A, but it's a movable shape somewhat. We'll explain that in a minute. But I just chose this area because it's kind of a neutral spot, for, your hand. So if this is like a new thing to you, it won't be a huge deal. So the first one to look at is the major. So an arpeggio is basically just the notes of a chord. So the major consists of the first, third, and fifth note of the major scale, right? So if we were playing an A major scale, we started here on the fifth fret of the low E string because that's A. So those are our notes. So to make a major, we need the first, third, and fifth notes. So when we play this shape, we're just going to go right up through where the notes are on the scale. So we're actually going to start this with the open low E string. So that's just because this is one, just to kind of make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more like a lick, and a little less like just playing a scale, so to say, or playing an arpeggio rather. So E is in there. It's our fifth, so we're just starting with that. So this would be like an inversion. So we're going to start off, we're going to play the open low E string, and then we're going to do a hammer onto the fifth fret with your first finger, and then a hammer onto the ninth fret with your third finger. So then we're going to take our middle finger and pick up the fifth fret, or excuse me, the seventh fret of the A string. And then we're going to also use that finger and we're going to roll up to the seventh fret of the D string. So what we've got happening here is we're 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. Now we're going to go to 3 again. So what we're going to do now is go to the sixth fret of the G string with your first finger. So. So when I'm doing this, I'm doing it all as a downstroke. So down, hammer, hammer, down, down, down. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're actually going to shift up. We're still going to be doing an A major, but we're going to shift up into another position. So if we play this note here, we want to slide to the ninth fret on the G string. So now we're going to be looking at our shape here. So it's like a looks like a D major chord. It's your second inversion triad, for those of you who know that. So after we slide up to 9, then we're going to take our second finger and go to the 10th fret of the B string, first finger to the 9th fret of the high E, and then hammer the 12th fret with your pinky. And now we're going to take on our fretting, or excuse me, our picking hand, we're going to tap the 17th fret. So. Now we also want to descend the whole thing as well. So with this first, especially if this is like completely new to you, you're probably going to want to break this into sections. So maybe you could just go and try to get that down. And then you could and then until you could. Right, now when we descend it, we're just going to pull off the here. So as we climb up, we want to leave our trailing fingers on, so that way we can just pull, pull, and now it's an upstroke starting on the B string. Up, up, slide, up, 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 and then you can pull off to the open string, so, and then resolve on an A major bar chord. So. All right, so that's the major shape. So I want to show you how to play the minor shape as well. So just like when you switch a major chord to a minor chord, all you're doing is we're going to take the note that's the third and we're going to flatten it a half step. So when we did here, we had A, C sharp, and E. So now it's going to be A, and we're going to take the C sharp and flatten it to a C, and then R5 here. So what's going to happen is it's going to change which fingers we use. So now we start off open, hammer to 5 with your first finger, hammer to 8 with your fourth finger. Then we're going to take our third finger, pick up the 7th fret of the A string, roll up, pick up the 7th fret of the D string, and now this note that was normally on the 6th fret will be on the 5th because it's our third. See, there we have that minor dyad shape, minor third dyad shape. Now we're going to slide up to the 9th fret again, to the 10th fret on the B string, but now instead of being the 9th fret on the high E, it's the 8th. So hammer to 12, 17 again. And then this one resolved to an A minor chord. All right, so it is a movable shape, and depending upon what key you do it in is whether or not you could start with that open string. But if you didn't start with the open string and you just went, now if you just do it like that, we don't have the open string, then you can move this around anywhere you want it. So this is an A, so it's A major. So if we did it here, since it's a C, it'd be a C major. So it's just still the same shape all the way through. So one of the things you want to pay attention to is how far away the tapped note is. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets away, or 2.5 steps, however you want to look at it. So you could, in the keys where you could use the open string, you could still do that in there. So like if we were doing, say we did it in G, G, B, D. So E isn't even part of the major triad, but it still sounds good. It still sounds good because it's in that key. If we were doing it as the minor one, though, see, it still sounds good. It isn't like a clashing note, but I personally probably wouldn't do it, you know, if I was playing it down there. But in here on A, it sounds really good. All right, so there you have it, 2 extended arpeggio shapes, both the major and the minor, that are movable shapes. You can move them to different keys. So if you like this lesson and you found this helpful and stuff, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.